Hello there, angel. How are you? It is so nice to have you here today. Thank you for clicking on this video. There is messages, guidance, knowledge here for you. Before we get started today, please remember to check the description for all my links and all extra information. I'm being really directed by Spirit now to grab one of these. There we go. Archangel, Angel of Atlantis cards. Okay, so this is, oh my goodness. When I was shuffling, this card fell out. I wasn't sure if it was meant for you, but it is. Let's get some incense happening. New beginnings. New beginnings has really been a topic of conversation, a topic in these messages, a topic that's happening in collective energies. Wheel of Fortune to start off the reading. Thank you, Spirit. Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is really about coming back to the center of ourselves. It can often mean we're coming into alignment with our soul, okay? And this center point is almost like the point where our soul is and life radiates around us. So there's this kind of wheel as well that is turning in your favor from the universe because you have actually come back to a center of yourself. You've understood yourself. Let's put it high, like here. You've just understood yourself on a deeper level, which has allowed you to actually return back to a more authentic version. I'm seeing, okay, cobras are big at the moment because feminine energy, the feminine energy that has existed and flowed in the darkness for so long now is awakening as a cobra. And there is this kind of new energy emerging, like a snake shedding its skin. There's a newness that is emerging from past choices that you've made. Let's get another card, please, Spirit. Got the Queen of Swords. Yeah. So the Queen of Swords is an energy that has really used all parts of her mind to get her to where she is in her life. And I say she purely because this is a feminine energy. This can still be, you can still be the Queen of Swords if you're a male, or identify as any other gender. There's been an internal journey happening. That's what it is. It's an internal journey. You might have actually moved a lot, but physically it doesn't look like it. You may have physically, spiritually, internally, mentally progressed in a new way, but there's not maybe perhaps at this point a lot physically to show for it. But that's just because you're still in the journey. It's still in the process. The wheel is still turning. But the Queen of Swords is first and foremost a subconscious card. It refers to an inner plane of us. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is always poised, and she is that element, that energy within our mind that looks at something and says, that's not good for us. That's got to go. And she cuts it out with her sword. So this is what's taken place. You've gone internally and you've cut out things that weren't aligned with who you really are. And it's brought you into this new position. It's bringing you to a new position. You cut out a lot. You cut out a lot of stuff from your life. The Five of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot is a really heavy card. The fives all sit on the severity part of the tree of life. You can also look at the tarot as a tree of life. And in the severity plane is where evil can actually originate, because evil has to originate from somewhere, or trauma has to originate from somewhere. Negativity has to originate from somewhere, because they are not natural states. So the Five of Cups is really talking about mourning. It's talking about grieving. See the tears here? There's like this is almost like what you've cut away, this looking back at your life, or looking back at a past situation with melancholy and depression and sadness. You've cut it away because you've seen through it, you've realized that it actually isn't serving you, and you don't have to continue to feel these emotions. You can process and feel the emotion and let the emotion go. And on the original card, there's some cups that are spilt, and there's 2 still standing. There's a bridge over troubled waters. There is a castle over the bridge. So basically what that card shows you is that there is a path already destined for you through this grief. There's already a way for you, a path before it's even seen, because there is no path drawn in the Five of Cups. The figure that's on the card is looking at the spilt cups and mourning them. He's mourning what is lost. He's mourning things that once were, mourning things that he thought were so important at one point and were so much of his life. Grief is important. It teaches us, in the background of the card, it's all grey, which a grey is the colour of wisdom. So there is a lot of wisdom that comes through from us processing and feeling sadness. There's so much knowledge that can be received in those experiences. And that's what I feel like you've seen it as now. You've cut it away and let it go because you've seen the lesson that was in it. You've seen the reason that trauma was in your life, because remember, we choose everything. We choose the experiences in our life. I know it's hard to acknowledge or even process that, but it is the truth. You are fully responsible for everything that happens in your life, and all the lack that happens in your life. You're responsible for all of it. So maybe that's something that you're really seeing as well. We got the Queen of Cups. Sorry, why did that come out? Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles here. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Cups and the Star card. In the Eight of Cups, you had to walk away from a lot of things. You've tried a lot of things. The Eight of Cups is a card that happens in darkness. It is an eclipse. So basically, it's almost like an eclipse of the heart. You know that song? If you actually look at the lyrics of that song, it might have some meaning to it for you. You have tried a lot of things. You tried all you could in this certain direction or with these certain desires, and you've realized that you've got all that you could from it, and it's now time to walk away. It's now time to move forward. The phase is over. The phase is ending, okay? And it leads into the Star, okay? And the Star is all about a period of rest, rejuvenation, of recalibration, of reorienting to this new state of you that is emerging, this new soul, this new you that is emerging, essentially. And it's a period of healing. And we at times, when we let go of so much, when we walk away from so much, we actually walk into the North Star of our own soul guiding us forward. And that's what's really happening here. You cut away enough of the past that was really conflicting you and keeping you stagnant, and it's allowed you to actually find yourself. And you've been in a period after an awakening, and after an awakening to limiting beliefs or the things that were keeping you held back. And it's allowed you to enter into this beautiful phase of time where you've been able to heal, and you've been able to Find yourself. Thank you, Spirit. The Knight of Cups is coming out. The Knight of Cups, okay, under the Five of Cups, it's like the Knights are all about striving forward, pursuing forward in the search of fulfillment, love, satisfaction, and it's the following the intuitive guidance that we get. So I feel like what really guided you through these heavy emotions was your desire for a sense of peace and fulfillment, perhaps a life that really connects with you and that does feel satisfying. Maybe you awoke to how life was really actually making you just super sad. That it was maybe filled with a lot of people, a lot of things, a lot of ways of being that weren't actually aligned with who you are. So you walked away from it all, and it's put you on this journey of seeking love. It's seeking a life that feels aligned with you. Okay, the Knight of Cups here is looking up at this Queen of Swords. See? So this really tells me that your mental space, because remember the swords are all to do with our minds, our mental space, our perspectives, our thoughts, and our communication. The Knight of Cups is all about our heart. So it feels like now there is some connection between your heart and mind. It feels like they're working together better. They're working for you. So you've also had to go on an internal journey to learn your worth. You've had to go on an internal journey to find out how you want to physically show up in life. Let's get another card, actually. Another card, please, Spirit. That one wants to come out. And the Page, or the Knave of Cups, but the Page of Cups. Okay. Let's clarify this Page of Cups. Thank you. So we got the Widower and Falseness coming out with the Page of Cups. You know, all these court cards also could be symbolic of more people coming into your life. Just on another little message. Maybe that's not for all of you, but for some of you, you might be in a phase of more people entering your life. Perhaps more supportive, connections in your life. The Page of Cups is essentially, we've moved through all the stages of the cups. So we've found something that really fulfills us with the Page of Cups. And what I'm really feeling is because you've found that sense of fulfillment in doing something, you also had to set down a lot of things that didn't resonate with you. Because this can also be a card of loss, of remembering, of honoring the past. So there's some kind of message coming in here, because also the pages can symbolize a message and a change. You have found fulfillment because you've removed the mask. For me, falseness with the cat really just reminds me of a mask, okay? So there's something about you dropping some kind of falseness in your own life. There's some kind of coy attitude that you're dropping, and it's allowing you to change the way that you perceive emotions is what I just heard. So maybe there is more, with the Page of Cups, he is also still learning. He is still learning and naive to a sense of processing emotions. Yeah, so there was like this, there's this hope restored, okay? But this also can signify the reason that you're in a page stage with your emotions is because you were in a phase of losing hope, or you were in a phase where you really had to rely on your hope to get you through. And it's actually allowed you to open up your heart more, because being pushed to those limits where we find our hope always brings us independence. I wasn't sure what the Queen of Coins. Let's get some clarifier cards for the Queen of Coins, please, Spirit. Thank you. Another one for the Queen of Lord. Yeah. Okay. This is all about finding your power with the Queen of Coins. There is this removal and this vulnerability that you used to feel that put you into a phase of feeling unsure is what just keeps coming through. So a lack of clarity, perhaps. But this is really the Lord card over the Queen of Coins. You are definitely stepping into your power within your, internally first within your career, and it's opening up doors, okay? What else have we got here? What else do we want to clarify? Let's clarify this Eight of Cups, please, Spirit. Eight of Cups. That wants to go there. So with the Eight of Cups, there is journey, which is exactly what the Eight of Cups shows. It shows that we are feeling empowered enough to walk away from something, and a journey thus begins. And this is a journey that's beginning of joyfulness, pleasure, connection with soul tribes, connection with people that support you, celebrate you. There is a big period of celebration coming in, especially with the Star and all these cards on the deck. I feel like there's a lot of people coming in to celebrate you. Hello. What have we got here? They were from before. This is really your soul coming in to save the day, is what I heard from Spirit. There's like your soul is the one that's bringing in this period of relief. That's what I really feel from consolation. It's like relief. You're feeling relief in this phase. And we've also got Doctor. So it's like you're taking care of yourself. You're using higher knowledge and what your soul tells you to heal yourself, because the Star is all about healing. Knight of Cups. Enemy and Fortune. You have been in a journey of realizing that your heart needs to be the compass. Your heart needs to be the thing that directs your way. Otherwise, life feels like an enemy. Finances have felt like an enemy because you haven't been following what your heart truly desires. But this is okay, because this is all about learning in life. Okay, the Knight of Cups is on that journey of finding fulfillment, of finding a life that feels created with love. And maybe this is what you're moving away from. This there is this block of fortune, block of abundance that has been in place because something to do with creativity, because the Cups is all about being creative as well. So there's this difficulty with harnessing your creativity. Yeah, definitely feeling a block in your sensitivity, in your creativity. Queen of Swords, please, Spirit. Okay, that one wants to come out. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Any more for the Queen of Swords? Yeah. So this ability to open up your mind has come from learning. There's been some kind of new journey that you've gone on, an internal journey perhaps, where you've really become the scholar of your life, and it's actually become such a gift to you. You've really used a lot of your mental space. There is rejuvenating energy here. But look, this is also the young woman card. So the Queen of Swords could be talking about someone, could be talking about a female in your life, a young woman in your life that has allowed you to learn more about yourself. And it feels, I mean, the gift card is here. So it feels like this person feels like such a gift to you because they've taught you a lot. Okay, but there's also a lot of gifting that comes when we really go on that internal journey and learn to master our mind. There's a lot more peace that comes. There's a lot more tranquility. And if you look, she's just frolicking, not really frolicking, but she's well dressed and she's exploring a beautiful garden with a beautiful fountain and a lot of trails to pleasantly walk along. So that's what I feel like. Your mind has entered into more of a space that feels good to you, and it's renewed energy, renewed feminine energy. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune card is definitely just pointing to the fact that you have received higher guidance and you've returned back to the truth within you, which is your divinity, your sovereignty, your beauty, your natural purity, your innocence. It's all still in there. The trauma doesn't have to completely eradicate it. Yeah. See, that this is what you're turning away from, this misfortune card in the reverse. You're turning your life in a way away from misfortune. Let's clear this deck. All right. Spirit, any messages in these wisdom cards? Thank you so much. Never ending story. I do want to get one more. Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay, Spirit. Wow. Community. Between Worlds has come out. Between Worlds and Loyal Heart. Look at this. Look at this. You're moving from this world that felt grey. There is love here. There's romance. There's royalty, sovereignty within a relationship or within relationships. But you're basically in the process of moving into a world that's full of sparkles, full of crowns, full of color. So there's loyalty from others. And I'm not going to read these from the book. I mean, if you look at her, at the fairy on here, she is like exhausted. She's mentally just over it. She's reached a limit. So maybe this is where you've been. You've been on this like roundy round. And you're coming back to your center. Okay? There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection, humiliation, self-loathing, arrogance, all manner of suffering born of unnecessary drama. So remember when I said about the Five of Cups, it's on the severity part of the tree of life. That's what that card can deal with. You know, it can display the hurt and loss that comes from rejection, humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, that you must not go there, and that you should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down, right? So it's almost like you have ventured somewhere. You ventured somewhere because you're like, will my life crumble if I do this? Will my life really crumble? I want to find out. There was like this drive for you to get off this never-ending story is what I'm feeling. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice that you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie that wants to protect you, and it needs to be seen as a victim to survive. So that's what's happened in the mental space. You overcame that little voice that keeps you really small. The advice here is to love that lost piece of you. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So it really feels like with this star card, you're really learning to soothe. And with the doctor card, self-soothing is happening here. You're learning to self-soothe, because if you don't do it, who is, right? No one else is going to show up and do it for you. Sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that does result in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other, more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is, however. Right now you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories that you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. So this is really saying that some stories that you have really identified with from the past are ruling your life today. You don't actually have to associate with those old thoughts, with those old ways of being, with those old ways of thinking. And it's about beginning a new story, which we do have the Shamael card with beginnings, Archangel Shamael. Fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood could all be active in your life at this moment, but rather this is what's turning with the wheel, what you're turning away from and returning back to a center. But it makes sense why the fortune card is in reverse, because you've had so much fear and greed because of lack. Not your fault. It's not your fault. It's programming, okay? It's like your ego, you really overcame and cut away things that were clouding your ego. Maybe you're afraid of all the good things that is coming your way, so you step out of your lane, totally aware of what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself. Are you back where you started, or in a situation that reminds you of past failures? Financial insecurities may be scaring you. You must learn to love yourself through missteps and through sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now. Better yet, stop telling this story altogether. Just don't criticize yourself. Make up a new story. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure that out. Tell a new story, and success is all but guaranteed to you, and you can do it. So yeah, you've really been mentally burdening yourself. But there's that turn. There's a moving through that. Sorry, my cat's just waking up. Hey, Raph. Okay, the community card here. Belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, and knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels that I matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. That's what I feel is coming in. It's definitely soul tribe energy coming in. You're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those that you don't share. So I feel like there's this old overarching story within you that has kept you away from a community that is supportive, that feels good to you. There's maybe been a belief that you don't deserve a community that supports you. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. Whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there's a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute, rather than what can I get from this? A lot more giving energy coming out. Something meaningful will manifest for you. Even if what manifests is small, it's a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. Serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing that you have purpose. Ooh, soul purpose coming in. Soul purpose. Let's now read this Shamael card. Extraordinary new opportunities are dawning for you, drawing you to new people and new places and new projects. Literally what we just spoke about in this community card. Shamael wishes to lovingly assist you, and as anxiety often precedes change, asks you to call upon the might of all the angels of Atlantis to help in order to arrive just where you would like to be. Before this fruitfully occurs, it may be appropriate for you to release old projects, old patterns of behavior, old ideas, or old acquaintances. That's exactly what you've been doing. It's exactly what you've been doing. You've already done it. See the new as a time to be met by the sun of the source with renewed vigor and well-being, just as you greet the new dawn, the new day, with love, hope, and joy. There's new energies dancing through you at this time. How exciting, okay? Lastly, I just want to see if there's any more messages to come. We will be channeling from the book of Oneness with All Life from Eckhart Tolle. I got it out from the library and it's such a good book. It's just like little passages of understanding. Find what wants to be read today. Your life has an inner purpose and an outer purpose. Talking about purpose. Inner purpose concerns being and is primary. Outer purpose concerns doing and is secondary. The true or the primary purpose of your life cannot be found on the outer level, in the secondary part of life. It does not concern what you do, but rather what you are. That is to say, your state of consciousness. Action, although necessary, is only a secondary factor in manifesting our external reality. The primary factor in creation is consciousness. No matter how active we are, how much effort we make, our state of consciousness creates our world. And if there is no change on that inner level, no amount of action will make any difference. We would only recreate modified versions of the same world again and again, a world that is an external reflection of the ego, which is chaotic. You know, an ego untamed, unrecognized is chaotic. Look, your life purpose, chapter 6. Wow. Okay, so that's what's really coming through, is like this deeper understanding of your purpose and how actually going in on that internal journey and healing those things is the first step and the most important step, because that's actually what leads you into the new beginnings, the new ways of being, attracting in the new experiences, the new places, and the new people, the new community. This is so exciting for you. This is amazing. This is all I'm really sensing and all I'm prepared to read for you this day. So I hope this has been helpful. Don't forget to check out the description for any other info that I have down there. Check out my Depop shop. I am selling a lot of my things. It's fun. I will see you in another reading. I love you so much. Sending you love.